I need to do something that's lighthearted after the feels drain.
Woohoo! Whoa! Whoa!
That's it. Crash is fun, and it's funny for me to think like this because when I was a child, I didn't like Crash that much. But when I got to play the original Crash game, my opinions kinda changed because it was fun. So that's why I was excited when Insane Trilogy was announced. When I first time played the full trilogy, my favorite one was Crash 3 and least favorite was Crash 2. But over time I started liking Crash 2 more. So I wanted to tell my talks why Crash 3 is now my least favorite in the trilogy. Quick disclaimer, I will be talking about the Insane Trilogy versions of Crash 2 and 3. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's start with the story. In Crash 2, Cortex tries to use crystals to take over the world, but he can't get them in space. But he tricks Crash to collect them for him. In the wrong ending he gets away, but in the true ending his ship gets blown up by Andrea's giant laser. In Crash 3, Cortex gets help from Uka Uka, an ancient evil mask who was sealed away. But in the ending of Crash 2, Cortex ship gets blown up and falls down on the temple where he was. Because there is no power crystals left on the planet, they get help from Entropy, the inventor of the time twister machine. With his help they get crystals from the past. Crash and Coco go save their world with the help of Aku Aku, who is a character this time. Crash 2's story doesn't make that much of sense when the game is literally spoiled by the fucking title. Plus, the intro cutscene spoils it too. Crash 3's story is a bit more interesting because this time it brings a new villain. A villain that is pretty spooky. But I mean, who cares about the story in a 3D platformer? We are all here for the platforming, so let's move on to gameplay. Crash 2 and 3 are pretty similar, but one big difference. Crash 3 has many other playstyles. In Crash 2 there are 21 platform levels, which 5 are minigame levels. Those 5 are 3 pair riding levels and 2 jetpack levels. I know in some levels you ride a jetpack or ride the polar bear, but I'm not counting those because they were used only briefly in some levels, when in 5 of the levels they were the main focus. In Crash 3 other hand, you have 16 platform levels out of 30, so 14 out of them are vehicle levels, those being 2 underwater levels, 4 jet ski levels, 4 race levels, 3 plane levels and 2 Pura levels. There are 16 platforming levels. You start to see that there's just so many goddamn vehicle levels. I personally have more fun when I get to play as Crash, not Crash riding a goddamn motorcycle. In terms of bosses, Crash 3 has the best ones in the entire trilogy. They're also memorable. You got Dingodile, Tiny, Entropy, Engine and of course Cortex himself. What makes these bosses so good is their unique approach and their beats. Dingodile is my favorite from the bunch, because he's a fucking Australian mate, and the theme what plays during his boss fight. In Crash 2, you got Ripperoo, Komodo Brothers, Tiny, Engine and Cortex. Cortex in Crash 3 is the best final boss compared to the rest of the trilogy. In the final fight, the brothers are fighting between each other, so you can't rely on Aku this time instead of in the first game's final boss. You need to dodge Cortex energy pulse that he shoots at you, dodge the mines he throws, and then spin him in the hole when his shield is down. You also got to avoid 3 of the masks in between fight, those being Laser, Tornado and Explosion. In Crash 2 other hand, you chase him down with a jetpack and spin him 3 times. Excuse me, what? Is this really it? Is this supposed to be the final boss? Fucking Ripperoo put in more challenge than this. Yeah, in terms of boss quality, Crash 2 bosses are just... Cortex in Crash 3 isn't hard, but holy shit, it felt more like a final boss compared to Crash 2. Level teams in both games are great. There's a lot of variety. Except in Crash 3 there isn't really any platforming ice levels. It's kind of weird. Every floor/area introduces a new level team. Like in Crash 2 when you get to the lava floor, there you get introduced to... Oh no.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
No complaints for the most part. Both are good. Both games' soundtracks are great. In Crash 2, every level team has a different track that plays during bonus levels or in school roads. 2 has death rows and bonus stages, but instead of having different tracks, it uses the same track but with different instrumentals. Some of you might find that lazy, but in my opinion I really love this touch, because it uses the same notes as the title screen. I find it really cool and it's done in Jak 3 too, also a game which I adore. Now let's take a look at the secrets. Crash 2 is full of secrets. Some are actually very tricky to find. In order to get the blue gem, you need not to break any crate at the level, jumping on this platform in air crash. Bunch of nitro crates are lined up to form a staircase, revealing a secret portal to the purple gem. This game just has so many secrets, but Crash 3 has less. Like the most notable one being the secret warp room, which you can access by getting enough relics. The most hidden ones are in Crash Bite stage, where you need to crash into the alien sign and get grabbed by this specific dinosaur in the prehistoric level. I wonder why they're all located in the Chinese themed floor. It's kinda lame compared to the previous game when there were so many secrets compared to Crash 3. Now we come to the difficulty. Crash 3 is the easiest one in the trilogy. It's not like Spyro the Dragon levels of difficulty, it's still pretty challenging but not quite much compared to the earlier games. Crash 2 levels are made to take your own time, learn the pattern and then try it. Like with the Cold Hard Crash, piston it away and be digging it. But in Crash 3 most of the challenging parts are gone. Yeah, sure, there are some patterns to learn from and judge, but it's not the same compared to Crash 2. Like the first level in Crash 3, there aren't that much of pits to fall down. It's pretty flat now I think about it, but I can see why Crash 3 was made this way. Crash 3 introduced the time trials and adding a level design which isn't made to be rushed won't work so well, so they made levels that can be mastered and rushed. Believe me, I played all Crash 2's time trials and most of them were a bastard to beat. So this leads me to the final point. Why do I prefer Crash 2 over 3? Well, simply put it, Crash 2 feels more organic and full. It has a lot of secrets, more challenges and more platforming compared to Crash 3. But that doesn't mean Crash 3 is a bad game. Crash 3 is a great game, a good ending to the excellent trilogy. The bosses, the platforming levels, the power-ups, they're all fun to play. But if they decided to add more platforming levels than vehicle levels, then this would have been my favorite in the trilogy. Before I wrap this video, I want to mention one thing. 1 month ago I posted my Osano Remo video, which took months to make. Seeing how my city parody has more views than that, it kinda makes me sad, because I put in more effort in the video. So if you have time and you are interested, you go watch it. But anyway, thank you all for watching this video and have a good day.